and welcome to today's Second Chances, the 11th episode with an amazing expert speaker. She's a dear friend, and I'm so excited and happy to have her on today. Of course, it's going to be with Sara, Dr. Sara Madani, and we're going to talk about her wellness story from entrepreneurship to government services, which is going to be quite interesting. So before we do that, I'm your host, Dr. Hanan Salim. I'm an international author, speaker, recognized by the World Health and Wellness Gurus as the most influential thought leader in health and well-being. And what this show is about is really how I started with writing my book, Second Chances. And it's actually the roadmap of how to create second chances in your life, where you take on failure as feedback and use it as fuel to push us forward. So this kind of inspired me to bring on experts themselves to share their own journey, their expertise, their aha moments or takeaways that will bring lots of value to our audience today. And I want to introduce today Dr. Sara Madani. She has emerged in recent years as a key figure in multitude of areas like fashion, beauty, entertainment, and more. In 2014, she was selected by His Highness Sheikh Sultan, Dr. Sheikh Sultan Al Khazani, as a board member at the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry, making her the youngest on the board. In 2017, Dr. Sara was also selected to be on the board of the UAE SME Council in the Ministry of Economy and of Development. She was also inspired to actually started out as an entrepreneur at the age of 15. Following her success as a young entrepreneur as businesswoman, Sarah was selected to inspire other women in the UAE to be more active and self-confident in order to achieve business success. Recognized by her creativity and hard work, Dr. Sarah is honored by speakers in many universities, colleges, and institutes. She truly believes that it is important to be an active member in the community, inspiring the younger generation and continuously sharing knowledge, experience, information. She started her public speaking journey, giving keynote speeches in more than 182 events just between the year 2016 to 2018. She holds the titles today as the board member of the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and she's also the board member of the SME Projects and Enterprise Council, which is actually the Ministry of Economy. So without further ado, I'm so excited to present to you Dr. Sara Al-Madani. Yay!
Hi, how are you?
Good, alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope I did your introduction justice.
You did, but I'm just gonna add something on top of that. Is that
Yes, please.
I am no longer a board member. So yesterday was the last day I served
Oh,
in the
really?
government. Yeah, in the government because life gets busy and we have to try new chapters. And I've been there for 6 years, and I
Yeah.
served with my heart, and I did. And it's time for new adventures, new places and new things.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to start off like with all my guests of how you, if you want to share us your journey, because from entrepreneurship as well as working with the government, and now you're focusing on entrepreneurship, right? So what was that journey like?
So basically, my journey started when I was 15. And my parents told me as a child, when I was even 2 or 3 years old, I've always had a weird mentality, like not weird in a bad way, but a mentality of someone who's much older. And my parents told me I started talking when I was 9 months and walking when I was 10. So they kind of got freaked out a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah, they have always felt like my mind was evolved way beyond my age. So, in the age of 15, I started my journey in fashion, and I slowly grew the company without any educational background in fashion or experience. because I don't believe you need that to do something. We are very fast learners, and if we open our mind, we learn. So don't let that limit you. And from there, in 2013, I decided to. I thought to myself that I'm pretty sure I wasn't created to be a fashion designer all my life, and I wanted to discover myself, and I wanted to discover my potentials and what I can do and can't do. So what I did is I started a company in tech. I started a company in F&B. I started a company in marketing. So it was like I exploded on a self-discovery journey. And it was very interesting because none of these I also had any educational background or experience in. But I feel like being a mother inspired me to do all these things, and instead of being comfortable doing one thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So I wanted to, I was, we were just been back and forth communicating in the last couple of days because there was, you had speeches and you were, you weren't sure if you were going to come on, and I was all for it. I also said to you, please, your health comes first. So which leads me, which I mean, you are like many athletes I love is that you walk the talk, right? So you actually showed up today with stitches in your head because you believe in two things: resilience and adaptability. Adaptability. And you
Yeah.
walk the talk. You're here today because of those two reasons. And I want you to explain that to me how in that spirit people can rise above these
Yeah.
challenges they're going through. Yeah.
So basically, when you give yourself excuses not to do things, you need to check yourself. Why are you doing that? What if there's an opportunity in doing this thing? What if this thing could actually change your life? What if it's a door that will open to different things? So sometimes, because we're lazy, we make excuses not to do things, but we have to put into consideration that you already prepared for this, right? You put the time, you put the effort. So I respect that. And even though I have like four stitches in my head in four different
Yes.
places,
Yeah.
I told my team I'm gonna cancel because I had like a big gauze on my head, and I'm like, it will look really funny on camera. But then I told the team, tell Dr. Hanan that we're not gonna cancel. I'm just gonna go remove the gauze, and we'll do it with all the stitches. And here I am because I don't believe we should be comfortable. We should really push ourselves, and this is how you discover things in life, and this is how you reach to places. Being comfortable is actually very dangerous because it stops you from growing, basically. Imagine it in this way. Imagine a tree gets so comfortable that it doesn't produce any fruits or leaves. It will
Yeah.
end up dying, and it will end up deforming in shape and all that. Human beings are exactly the same. The more you thrive, the more you try, the more you go and get whatever you want, the more you're fruitful, the more you're productive, the more you find who you really are in your purpose. So I did not take that as an excuse, and I don't take no. So I was like, I'm going to do this with my stitches, and here I am.
Yes, which I really appreciate. And I'm very thankful for that. Very grateful for you showing up for not only me, but for you, really, to stretch yourself, not to surrender to circumstances and situations. Because I see a lot of people doing that during this COVID epidemic, right? They're becoming, negative thinking, having depression, and surrendering to the situation instead of trying to make it an opportunity, right? So
Yeah.
you're one of the believers of challenges. How do you see challenges and make them opportunity? And what would you say to those people who are, making up excuses is like, oh, I can't change the world. I'm only one person. I'm only one voice. What difference can I make?
I've met a lot of people who are going through
Sarah? Sarah, you hear me? Sara, I think we have to refresh. Sara, I think I lost you, the connection. Okay, so hopefully she'll dial in. Yeah, so I was truly amazed. Yeah, here we go.
Hello.
There it is.
I have no idea what
The,
happened.
the truth of it, and then the
I,
suspense.
I'm like, I'm not leaving this. I'm coming back. So yeah, so basically, you said something very important. During the pandemic and during what happened, a lot of people got depressed, and a lot of people gave up, and a lot of people are like giving up on their businesses, giving up on their a lot of things. They're just sitting down, doing nothing. To be honest, I sat down with my grandmother and I called her, and she was like, I don't know why people are panicking. I survived the pandemic, I survived war. She's like, don't you understand that this is just like some difficulties in life that will pass? So I'm a sole believer that in crisis there's opportunity.
Yeah,
And this is not the time to dwell in sorrow or sadness. This is the time to be more creative. This is the time to actually go out there. And if you think of it in this way, okay, yeah, I know that the pandemic it was such a strong hit. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people lost their loved ones. People are scared to go out, and it had a negative impact. But to be honest, it was also a blessing in disguise because it rearranged our priorities, and it showed us that it's okay to sit and do nothing for a while. And it showed us that we can be productive no matter where we are.
yeah,
So yani the things that to me that were unnecessary, now they're very necessary. And the things that were like let's say for example things that I used to do every day and I thought they were necessary became unnecessary. Family, health, self-love, well-being was always something we put aside because we were too selfish trying to accomplish things in life, not thinking that if we wear ourselves out, nothing will be accomplished. So we're the battery to everything, to this vision, right, of life. And the battery will wear off if you don't take care of it. So during the pandemic, I learned that I was so hard on myself and I used to feel guilty if I'm not working, even if I'm busy being busy doing nothing. As long as I'm busy being busy, I'm happy. Whether I'm effective, efficient or not, I don't care. But if I'm not busy, I feel guilty and I judge myself. So during
yeah,
the pandemic, I realized that it's okay. It's okay to be doing nothing. It's okay to take some time off. It's okay. It doesn't stop anything, and
yeah,
you just get charged up and you feel better about yourself. And to be honest, I was more inspired and more creative during the pandemic than I was every day because I was forced to be in a corner where I had to make decisions and be creative.
yeah,
So if you are sad right now because of what's happening, it's like saying I might have a car accident, therefore I should never drive. Or I might, we were gonna die one day, so why live? This is the same thing. This is a pandemic. It's something that will pass and will teach us a lot and will go away. That's it. So be creative. Go big. I always say that a lot of companies went bankrupt, like Avis, Golden Gym, and so many huge companies. To be honest, even if they change their business model, they won't be able to survive because their business model, the core, does not fit the new world.
yeah,
Owning 7,000 cars in a world that has Uber, which owns no drivers and no cars, you won't survive. So these people who declared bankruptcy or who like left the scene, to me they left an empty field. So this the time and space for us to go out and like grab the market share and create new things to replace those guys. So
yeah,
I don't look at them as like, oh my God, if they went bankrupt, how am I going to survive? I say no. They left, therefore it's empty. Therefore I want to play. I want to go to this playground. I want to produce. I want to do. So in the end, it's all a mindset. Entrepreneurship is a mindset. It's a personality. It's not a great idea or someone that has money. Because if you have a great idea without the right personality, it will die. If you have the money without the personality, you'll burn the cash. So entrepreneurship to me is a personality. And everything in life, whether you're an entrepreneur or like a working person, change your mindset. If you can't change a situation, change the way you look at it. And I
yeah,
always say that if I cannot do something about it, why worry? And if I can do something about it, then why worry?
yeah,
It's preparing your mind and training your mind to change the way it looks at things so you won't suffer trying to change them.
Yeah.
And I also believe in something that I don't live in the past or the future because they don't exist. I live for right now, so I thrive for right now. I want to do right now. So
Yeah.
this is my philosophy about what's happening. But will life go back to normal? Never, ever.
Mm.
Will the world change, life change, our perception of life change, our expectation, our emotions changed, and I don't think that's going to go back to normal.
Yeah, at this time in COVID, I realized there are the most three important P's that you just mentioned right now. And that one, the first P is being present. Don't worry about the future or the past. The second P is pivot. How do you pivot in times of uncertainty? And the last and most important P is passion. And you nailed all three on the head. And that's why during this time, a lot of people were actually launching businesses, right? And writing their book, which leads me to bring your, announcement, if you will. During this time, people like you and a lot of the people who actually, we were just talking about resilience and adaptability, took those three P's and initiated something new, something that's more fulfilling for them. Same like you. So do you want to tell us what you launched or during this lockdown?
So in crisis, there's always opportunity, right? And me and my partners, we thought about it. We're like, how can we solve a problem that's happening during the pandemic without doing something cliche, which is like selling medical supplies and stuff like that, which everyone's doing. So we thought of a real niche, a problem that's happening and how to solve it. And then we came up with an app, a tech startup called Hella High, and Halahai basically is a platform where the celebrities and the fans can connect and create memories together. So you can go on the platform, choose your favorite celebrity, and then buy a personalized shout out for them for like a price between 20 to 100 to $200, depending on how big the celebrity is.
Wow.
Now, the reason we did that is because we knew people were sitting at home, and we knew people wanted to like feel good and wanted someone to motivate them. But what better than your idol? What better
Yeah.
than your favorite celebrity? So in this
Wow.
way, the fan is happy. And on the other hand, we know celebrities have an expensive lifestyle, but at the moment they're not doing any concerts, there's no collaborations, there's no work. They need to make some money while they're sitting at home. So we thought
Yeah.
of doing that, and thank God the platform is picking up so well, and we have already over 350 talents on board.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
in a
Congratulations.
matter of 3 months. Thank you.
Wow.
So,
That's
so
amazing.
I don't want people to think that it's the end of the world or it's not the right time to do something. There is no right time. You create the right time. So it's all a mindset. I am a business warrior. I'm an entrepreneurship warrior. I don't take no for an answer. I'll try until I fail, and I'll keep trying until I fail until I realize that this is not for me.
Absolutely. And there's another announcement, and I'm so excited about that. You're going to be launching your book as well soon, right?
Yeah, so my book was supposed to be launched last year. And because I'm dyslexic and I had like some difficulties with the process and everything, it got delayed to this year. And then coronavirus happened. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to focus on writing. I want to spend time with family. I want to focus on me. I want to focus and thrive on my businesses. So I pushed it aside and now I'm back. And probably it's going to be launched, I hope so, October.
Inshallah. And what's the
Inshallah.
title? Do you have a title for it? What's the title? Sara? Oh gosh, we missed you again. Oh, here we go. Yes. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
The title of the book is The Mango Tree.
Oh, that's interesting. Sara? We're getting to the good stuff. Sara, you hear me? Awesome. So yeah, so challenges are opportunities. I guess is the this segment is what we're trying to bring to our audience, and this is really why I bring on experts like Sora, and hopefully she'll be able to connect soon. Is that yeah? Just remember during this time, you don't have to feed into your negative thinking or getting stuck or the self pity story that we're all familiar with, and start pivoting, find out what you're passionate about, and launching that which is going to bring you success during this time. And that's actually what we've learned here during this Sara. Well, she'll be back soon. So yeah, so this is actually going to lead us into our next section, or our next important question. And we've been talking about entrepreneurship, and of course with that comes failure. And Sara and I believe that if we look at failure as just feedback, I think this is where it brings on a lot of the resilience and adaptability that happens, and that actually and eventually leads to your success. So when Sara comes on, we want to talk to her. How do you take and stand up in an ownership in failure? And I want to quote her here, saying that the problem is not falling down, but instead when you continue staying down. Meaning that, I think we touched upon that about a minute ago. Meaning that when you are down and you stay down, you give up, you surrender, or you don't allow yourself to take the learnings, the understandings, and move forward into growing and becoming successful in your entrepreneurship. Now, I don't know anybody who's an entrepreneur who has not failed several times in his entrepreneurship journey and process, including myself. And I'm sure when Sara comes on in about a minute, I think she's having some Wi-Fi issues. She'll also, reiterate that. And that's one of the important points that I wanted to talk to her about today, how people could see failure as feedback, and run with it, take the learnings, and move forward to continuing on to your entrepreneurship. And hopefully she'll be back in any minute. Sara, you hear me? All right, super. Okay, so another question that we're going to be touching base once she connects is about how women, I mean, we're looked upon in this part of the region, Arab women, that is, that we are second best, or we surrender our without shining, so that the male counterpart, or this male dominant economy or whatever, and it's just the opposite here in Dubai. I mean, I seen a lot of the government employees are primarily women, and are very empowered. And how like Sara herself, she's also been in the chamber of economy, and actually given the title. Well, now she has left that position, but the leadership and the leaders of UAE, and by the way, Sara Madani is a local citizen of the UAE, and how they pride their in the success, and wanting to see the women of UAE succeed. So I'm so excited, and I want to hear so much more about the book that she's being released, and I'm so excited to hear about her launch as well during the lockdown. And I've heard over and over again. I've had Andrea, I've had Dave Crane, I've had a lot of the amazing speakers, and even last week we had Sana Azam with me, and they're all talking about the same unified voice, and that is that they found this time to reflect, to understand what they're passionate about, to understand how can they pivot. Especially Dave, he talks about that a lot in his trainings. How can we take and we pivot your career, your business, to be successful and come out of this times of change and difficulties for some, to make it a boom, coming out with a whole new idea and a whole new way to service others out of this time. So Sara, I think she's still unable to connect. She said it won't let me access. It rejects me. Oh, why is that? That's strange. Okay, so maybe we could, okay, maybe we could refresh. Okay, Sara, do you hear me? I refreshed. Can you join now? So hopefully she could join. It doesn't seem to want to let her in for some reason. Okay. It's the universe, it's today. She wasn't supposed to make it. She was supposed to be off, resting because of her stitches. So the universe is telling her, Sara, just rest. No need to work. Put your resilience and adaptability hat off today, put it to the side, and take care of your health and your well-being, which is sometimes these things happen because you really need to look after yourself, look after your health and your well-being. Okay, so hopefully she'll join us again any minute, and we could actually start talking about these amazing questions that we've had. So if anybody has any questions at this point, I could probably start answering it so we could see. This is part of being resilient, right? When things like this with technology happens, the show must go on, right? So if anybody has any questions or anything they'd like to ask, hopefully when Sara comes on, either for me or Sara, which is doesn't seem to want to work. Okay. No worries. These things happen. So another thing I wanted to, what I was going to do with Sara today was actually take a piece from a quote from my book, and I wanted to also mention it. Maybe we could reflect on this. The quote says, "The people I find most beautiful are the ones who aren't even trying." And the reason, this quote kind of resonated with me is sort of just being her beautiful self. It shines through. Her beauty shines on the outside, right? So once you are having been able to find that which is you're passionate about, find and be able to pivot during this time and move forward passionately with resilience and adaptability, you are able to again shine. And this, I think, quote resonates that way, in that when you're not even trying, but just doing that which you are passionate about, moving forward and being able to pivot will allow you to find that inner beauty that automatically shines. Awesome. So hopefully, I don't know what to do. So you think, so Sara, you're able to come in? Let me just send her a message. Able to join from the phone at least? Yeah. All right. All right, cool. So let's see. I'm talking to her on the WhatsApp, and hopefully. Oh, okay. She's been trying to join. Okay, she's been on the phone. Oh, okay. So maybe that's why it doesn't usually work from the phone. That's why. Okay, no worries. Like I said, things happen for a reason, and Sara, she should be resting. So that's it for today. Hopefully, we'll be able to have Sara once she's fully rested and able to join us. And okay, so she says she's going to restart her phone. All right. Yeah, so let's just give her a minute. Hopefully she'll be able to come back on. I remember this happened the same also with Dave. It was so funny. I would suggest you guys to look up the interview I had with as well with Dave. It was we were actually communicating via chat. I mean, you guys could hear him, but he couldn't hear me for some reason, because there was a delay in sound or something. It was hysterical, but we made it happen. Just like Dave, he always, takes challenges and makes them successful, because that's just the way he is. So hopefully, Sara will be on any minute again. Okay, so things like this happen all the time, and we just try to run with it and make it work. And hopefully she'll be on any minute, because I really have some amazing questions to ask her that I believe she will bring a lot of value and information to you guys today. Okay, so we won't be able to, Jan, Sara, can you join? Yeah, so I feel like, those deer in headlights, just trying to, make conversation until she comes on, and, hopefully. Okay, so I'm waiting. She's typing, and hopefully she'll be on any minute. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's not working. Okay. All right. No worries. Okay, no worries. So go rest. Yeah. And I'm sure, we'll have Sara on again as soon as she's feeling better and she's able to join us. I mean, she was amazing. I mean, she was, full on bringing speaking from the heart, bringing a lot of information and value, and she was so transparent and authentic during the whole interview, which I appreciate. And thank you so much, Sara, for joining us today, and thank you guys. And so sorry that the interview was cut short. I always want to bring you guys lots and lots of value, so tune in next week. Next Wednesday, we're going to have another special guest. It's a huge fan. I'm a big fan of his and his sales, and he always talks about his sales strategy every Wednesday at 3:30. Look out for our announcements on free. Lots of free webinars and a lot of trainings that we're bringing your way to support you during this time, and to hopefully for your success, health, and well-being. So tune in next week and every Wednesday at 3:30, and look out for our webinars and our lots of values that are coming your way. Thanks, guys, for everyone for joining me. Sorry again about this mishap with the interview, and I'm sure Sara will join us again. Take care. Bye-bye.